Hey, good morning all. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a great Friday. Ready for our $10 meals, cheeky British fish and chips. So we're going to do from scratch. So this recipe will be put on my website tonight, CHEFJOHNREED.com, or type in chat !website. So very straightforward, nothing complicated. We're not going to do tartar sauce because obviously it'll go over the $10 threshold. But I know I've done it in the past, and if you want to spend a little bit more, you can make it. So we're going to do a homemade beer batter. Obviously, we're going to be using cod as well. Cod's pretty expensive, but there are alternatives out there for cheaper white fish that you could use, like haddock. Maybe for the British people, coley, which is a great cheap white fish you could use. And we're also going to do the nice thick cut chips, not fries. So proper British way of doing it. But I hope everyone's going to enjoy it, and thank you so much for tuning in. If it was going to be for the recipe, when I write this on the website, I will put 2 russet potatoes, but somebody nicked a russet potato, which was me. I used it for dinner the other night. So just imagine there was 2 russet potatoes. I'll just use the others as leftovers. So when you read the recipe tonight, it'll be a little different. Okay, so let's cut these up. Let's grab my knife. Let's cut this in half. And we want about them pretty thick, so there we go, perfect. So we're going to cut these down about yay thick, as long as they're roughly about the same size. That's what you're kind of looking for, because words so hard sometimes. They all got to cook the same time. So if you have one big, one small, the small one's going to cook quicker than the bigger one, and then you're going to have uneven kind of chips. So try and get them roughly the same size, and they'll all cook the same. So it's really, really kind of important. So I think the most important thing when it comes to the potatoes, right, is making sure you boil them and take them off at the right time. So in my opinion, the softer the better, but don't take it to mashed potato. You want to take it to the edge of where it's like almost falling apart, but it's still holding its shape, and that will give you a really good crunchy outside chip or thick cut fry, and a really nice soft center. So you want to catch them at the right time. Okay, so there's our fries, Yukon Gold and russet, but this won't be on the recipe. It will be russet, or if you want to use Yukon, that's fine, whatever you find cheapest. Okay, so good pinch of salt in here. I'm going to give 2 in the bigger one. There we go. So season them up already. So let's turn that on to a high heat. So just flick that across so you guys and gals can see. So we got both of our chips on. So the Yukons are in there. The russets are here. So those are heating up nicely. They're on a high heat. So once they're boiling, we're going to boil them for about 5 to 10 minutes. These ones are probably going to take 5. I'm guessing 10 for that. So and I'm going to show you when I think they're ready, and I'm going to show you how they feel and how they look, so you guys can get an idea of how long it's going to be. So it should smell, if it's fresh, caught on the day, you shouldn't have any kind of horrible smell from it. It should just smell of the ocean, basically. If it smells a little touch fishy, it's fine. It just shows a sign of old fish, so just bear that in mind. So let's just give them a little dab. I might put another one on top, just make sure all that kind of moisture is just going to get soaked up. Cod, yes, we're using cod today. So I got 1 russet and a few Yukon Gold, but on my recipe will be russet. If you want to buy Yukon Gold, that's fine. So these are boiling. I'm going to give these about 5 minutes, and then we're going to check on them. I'm going to give these probably about 5 and 10 minutes once boiling. So they're going to need another... They're not far off. They're not far off. So I'm going to give these another 2-3 minutes. Excuse me. These are not even done. Yeah. So these need to be carry on boiling. Right, so let's open up my peas. Don't need to go too crazy. How many grams is that, chef? I would say, so this is about 450. There's about 100 grams in there, so that'll be enough for about 1 or 2. Depending on how thick, these are boiled for about between nearly 10 minutes. So obviously the thinner, they're going to take longer, but these, if I put enough pressure, these are going to break. So if I shake them, as you can see, like, we're already starting to kind of break, and they start to fluff up on the outside. That's as far as you want to take it. So about that thickness, between 5 and 10 minutes, and you take them out with a spoon, and you want them to be, if you put enough pressure on it, I can break them. I don't want to break them, but It's still holding the shape, but they've blanched off. They've softened up nicely. Let's drop these in. So these are going to dry out really, really nicely. So just going to let them air out and also dry. And as you can see, they're a little bit fluffy on the outsides of the chips as well. So that skin as well will add a nice little crunch and texture to it. So if you don't want the skin on, that's fine. You can do this without the skin. You can just peel them off as well. So let me just let them aerate, and then I'll put this on top just to soak up any excess moisture on top of them. So we're going to fill this up. Now you don't want to fill it up too far. So if you're going to do this in your fryer, fantastic, it's a lot more safer. If you're doing it on the stove, be extremely careful. I can't stress this enough to you. It's very dangerous doing it in the pan on the stove. You've got to keep your 100% attention on it. Don't walk off, go to the toilet. You might end up having a fire, so just always keep an eye on it. We're going to go for about roughly a third of oil. We're not going to have too much in there, so when we drop things down, the oil actually rises up. So we don't want it to rise too much. The scenario is you don't want the oil to go over the lid, otherwise you're in trouble and you're going to start a fire. So we're going to do 1/3 of oil is pretty safe. So let me grab the peanut oil now. 250 grams of flour. I suppose self-raising flour is a good one to use. Did we used to use self-raising flour ages ago? I think so, yeah. And if you haven't got it, just a teaspoon of baking powder will sort that situation out. So 250 grams. Am I going to do the chips first? I feel like we should fry the chips off first, because I feel like the oil is near enough hot enough now, and we can start doing the chips. So I'll do them first. I will get the mix ready. I just won't add the beer until the last second, because I want it to be super fresh with that bubble in the beer as well. So yeah. So it's about a teaspoon or so. There we go. Perfect. I need to buy some more of this as well. I don't usually use olive oil for much. This is going to help add flavor. Just 10 ml. There we go. Perfect. So I'm only going to go for like, whoa, Gordon Bennett. I'm only going to go for like 3 ice cubes will be fine. Each one is super cold. My finger. That bent the wrong direction. There we go. It did pop out. Not my finger though. Okay, so that was a little bit too hard to push out. There we go. I just need the beer and a little touch of milk. So we'll add that in a second. I'm just going to leave that where that is. I'm going to start cooking the chips off. Once the chips are done or nearly done, I'm going to start adding the beer. I'm going to show you the rest of the batter. So drop these in. Beautiful. Okay, so pretty sure it's good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go. So just drop in a few at a time, just very carefully. So all that bubbling and crackling, that's the excess moisture from the chips. So there we go. Perfect. So what I want to do as well is grab some more kitchen roll so we can drain these off. So that oil is super hot. It's good to go. These chips shouldn't take too long. Beautiful. So these chips are looking grand. Look at them. I'll show you the real deal now. Let me switch the camera across in a second. Look at those little cheeky bad boys right there. Delightful, delicious, nice and super crunchy. That one that kind of broke in half, it did. So absolutely delightful. I'm gonna have a little cheeky sneak peek. It's gonna be super hot, so watch your mouth. Woo! Oh my god, they're good. They are very, very good. Also, I do need a little touch of milk, so roughly about 8 tablespoons of milk. Roughly about 50 ml. So let me get that in first. Right, okay, so a little touch of milk in here, not too much. So there we go, that's enough in there, and then we're going to add the beer. Alrighty, so my whisk. So basically we want to add enough to make a nice thick drop-in consistency batter. If you go too far, you can always add a little touch more flour, but you'll end up with lumps and stuff. So just add little by little. Just start it off. We got the ice in there as well to keep it nice and chillax. So okay, I'm pretty happy with the consistency here now. So we want to be looking for like something along the lines where it's slightly thick but good drop-in consistency. And basically, you can make lines over the top of the batter. That's when you know you've got yourself a good consistency. So here's our cod. And as I said before, with this recipe, I've spent a little bit more on this cod. So this is $5 per slice, which is quite good for fresh. But if you want to spend less, then I would probably say get the frozen, and you can keep in within the $10 fish and chip range. So I will explain it on my recipe tonight, where it is. So straight in the batter. Oh, this is going to be good, guys and gals. So making sure that's all nicely covered. So when you're doing it, what you want to do is just tap the sides. I'm going to change cameras round. There we go. So what you're going to do is tap the sides. And then when you drop it in, don't just drop it. Be very, very careful. Alrighty, so. Now, I did want mint in this, but I haven't got any because somebody used it all this week, Kappa. So, I will have mint on the recipe as well, so don't worry. So yeah, let's crush up the mushy peas. Just mushing them up very nicely with my masher. So you wanted proper fish and chips, right? Look at that. Look at that beautiful, crunchy, beautiful batter. That's what we're looking for, amigos. Nice and hard, nice and crunchy, good to go. So this is what you're looking for a beautiful beer batter. This is my recipe, and I'm giving it to you guys, so you can give it a try. Let's have a look. So those beautiful chips. Let's get some of those Maris Piper one. Very kind of you, amigo. Right. So. Nice. And then we just want the peas on the side. Delightful fish and chips right there. Look at that. Look at that. It's a hell of a beer batter. Right, so yeah, and we had a little touch of oil in the mixture as well. Ice, super important to get that nice, beautiful texture to really chill it. Or you could chill it in your fridge. I guess that's another way of doing it. But yeah, the ice really does help out get that nice crunchy finish. And then we had obviously the chips. We had two different types, but the recipe will have russets, or if you want to use Yukon Gold, that's fine. So you blanch them, and then you dry them, and then you fry them. So when you come to blanching, depending on how thick you do them, roughly from boiling, about 5 minutes to 10 minutes. You just want to cook them down to a point where they're like starting to flake and not break apart totally or turn to mashed potato, but still holding its shape. But if you put enough pressure with your finger in there, it's going to snap in half and break. So that's good. Give them a little shake to fluff them up, and then obviously we dried them and then we fried them. Peas, dead simple. There should be mint in there. Just imagine there is. Butter, a little. The peas itself, I put a touch of garlic in there. I'm talking like probably 1/8 of a garlic clove, very, very small amount. And then a touch of salt in there, mashed down, ready to rock and roll. So, oh, can you hear that? Super crunchy. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. That's what we're talking about, right? Beautiful fish, nice crunchy coating, nice and flaky. Gordon Bennett. It's been a while, chef. This is one of my favorites. Oh my God. That batter, spot on. That's how I love my fish and chip batter. Nice, crunchy, beautiful coating. And chips are fantastic. So guys and gals, thank you again for all the love and support. I will see you Monday. Have a great weekend. I'll be back for a busy Thanksgiving week. So I hope you guys tune in and check it out. If not, have a great Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. If not, have a wonderful week if I don't see you. Much loves again. Thank you for today. And I will see you Monday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Have a great weekend all. Bye for now.